welcome back to another YouTube video. Today's video is very special because we are talking about my wedding dress details. This is the most special dress in my entire closet, in my entire life, and I knew that it was such a big wait leading up to the wedding for the big wedding dress reveal. So I thought, now that you've seen the wedding video and the wedding Q&A and everything else, and we're in the midst of the honeymoon vlogs, that now would be a good time to break everything down about my wedding dress. So first of all, the designer and the style. So the designer for this dress is Lehigh Hod. I found it at Spina Bride here in New York. You can see my wedding dress shopping related video up here if you haven't seen that. The style is an off the shoulder with a A-line shape, a sweetheart neckline, and a slit in the front. The fabric is one of the things that I was drawn to the most about the dress. It is a Mikado silk Duchess fabric, which is a medium heavy silk satin fabric that just glows. This fabric is made in France and is typically used for wedding dresses. It's a very classic bridal type fabric. Here you can see the fabric a little bit better up close, but when I initially put this dress on in Spina Bride at the bridal salon, I just felt like I was glowing in it, and that is a lot in part due to this shiny fabric. It just glowed, and it was one of the things that drew me away from more of the original style that I thought that I wanted, which was a full lace dress, because I put on a full lace dress first, and then second I put this on, and I instantly just felt like, whoa, this has more of a wow factor, more of a glowy factor, more of just a classic, simple, stunning bridal factor. Oh, I really like this one. I wasn't sure if I would like something so simple like this, but I'm glad you do. I actually do like it. Mom, what do you think?
I think it's pretty too.
You think it's great? Oh gosh.
It doesn't seem like you're feeling like you're missing anything. Like with the lace or the beading, like it doesn't seem like anything's lacking for you.
Yeah.
With this one.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I don't know. I feel like it's really, I like the shininess of it. And like, the bust is a little small, but obviously it would.
And it would come up a little bit more as well.
Right. But I feel like a bride in this. Like the other ones I also feel like a bride too, but this one like,
Wow,
more like something that I pictured in my head.
You had an immediate reaction to it.
Yeah.
For sure. Is this a surprise?
Yeah, I just didn't think, I don't know, I thought, I don't know, I mean, I liked the other ones too, but this one was the first one wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's a bride.
Okay, now you look like a bride, Day.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Pretty is an understatement. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. Another detail I loved about the dress were the buttons in the back. You can tell that the fabric is over the buttons with an elastic band around them to close, and it's very bridal to have buttons all the way down the back. I didn't want too many buttons because I didn't want it to be like really hard to undo. However, I like that they still included that detail in the back rather than just a zipper like a typical dress. It adds a little bit of an additional nice feature to it. Perhaps the most special detail about the dress is my something old, which is a piece from my mom. It is on the inside here. When I wear it like this, it's over my heart right here, just so you know where the placement is. But my mom gave me her baby ring from when she was a child that I sewed into the dress, and the seamstress put a little heart and just sewed it around there in the blue color, which is an additional little something blue, which I thought was really special, adding those like personal touches to your wedding dress, and just having that with you forever is just something that you cannot ever replace. So yeah, thank you to my mom. She told me to share that with you. I was going to share that anyways, but yeah, a little special over my heart. The dress does also have a pretty decently lengthed train, which I'm sure you could see in the wedding video. It did unfortunately get very dirty when we were taking photos and just during the ceremony, which was outside in the rain and everything. So I will be bringing this dress to get cleaned and preserved. Spina Bride, who is my bridal salon, gave me a little packet for the one that they recommend, so I'm going to be calling them up actually pretty soon. That is on my to-do list. But during the reception, I did bustle the dress up. She gave me two options, either an American bustle or a French bustle. She did the American bustle first, which I liked, then she did the French bustle, which I also liked, and then in the end we just ended up going with the American bustle. I just thought that it looked a little bit better, so that was nice to be able to bustle up the dress during the reception, because or else I would have been tripping on it all night. But I did want a little bit of the dramatics during the ceremony. A note on preservation of the dress: I want to eventually, one day, if I have more space, we'll see, living in New York, I want to display the dress in my closet one day, or somewhere that's more private in my home, because it makes me so sad to think that these beautiful dresses are just tucked away in a closet, in a box where you can't see them for years and years until you eventually take it out one day for some purpose. But yeah, so I'm gonna ask if there's a way that I can get it preserved so that I can still display it. I have seen so many ideas on Pinterest, and you guys have sent me some really cool ideas too, so thank you for that. So yeah, that's my plan on that one. Now let's talk about the veil. So the veil was also a really special, fun detail, because the fabric and the overall pattern and design of this dress was more on the simple, sophisticated side. I thought that I could dress it up a little bit with the veil. So for the veil, instead of going with a plain white, I actually went with pearl details on the veil. So beautiful and dainty and a little bit fun at the same time. I love pearls. I wear pearls like in my jewelry almost every day, and I love that they weren't in any specific pattern, because I did try on a lot of different veils and I just felt like some of them, the ones that had pearls, were almost in like too perfect of a pearl pattern, versus I wanted this to be more scattered and random, almost as if it was like water droplets, just like very daintily kind of placed there. And this veil, which is the Kennedy veil by Daphne Newman, just did that perfectly. The length of the veil was also important. I didn't want it to be too much longer than the actual train on my wedding dress, because I wanted the two end pieces to line up. So it was a little bit longer, which I actually felt looked really nice and elegant. This goes all the way down to the floor. It's like not a cathedral length, because that's a super long veil, but it was, I believe the length they said was 100. It was originally longer than this, and I had them cut it shorter, so it's my custom veil. But as you can probably see, with the overall vibe that I was going for was the sophisticated fairy tale. I wanted it to be very Grace Kelly, sort of classic, something that I would look back on the pictures in 20, 30, 40, 50 years and not cringe. I did that with my prom dress. Every time I look at my prom pictures, I cringe, and I did not want that for my wedding day, so I went with everything just very classic, simple, sophisticated, and I felt like I really achieved that with this style. It's also very princess-like too. It's like classic. It's a classic but princess, and I was in a castle with my venue, so I felt like I wanted to go a little bit of a princess vibe, and this off the shoulder was something that if you had asked me like any time before I found this dress if I would ever do off the shoulder style for my wedding dress, I would have said no, absolutely not, that's not my style. And then I put it on, I'm like, yes, 1000% yes. It's a princess vibe, it's perfect for the castle, it's simple, it's sophisticated, it's timeless. And yeah, I love my wedding dress. This is like one of the most special pieces that I own now. So just to overall say, like, also, how did I know that this was the one? Not everyone has this moment, but some people do, and I think it's really like special and beautiful if you do, is that when you put on your wedding dress, you just know. And when I put on this one, I knew, but it was also only like the second dress that I put on, or maybe even the first dress. No, it wasn't the first. I think it was at least the second dress that I put on, and at the first bridal salon that I visited. So I felt like I needed to see what else was out there. So I visited other salons, but I kept thinking back into this dress and comparing every other dress that I tried on to this dress before I eventually called up my bridal stylist and said, this is the one. She's like, I knew it. I knew you were gonna come back for that dress, and I did. Yeah, and here we are. One other thing I just thought of as I was looking at this that I forgot to tell you, a little tip, was the bottom here. So I'm so sorry to show you this because it is dirty and I'm going to get it cleaned, is a snap that we added at the bottom. So you can see that this is the bottom, and then on the inside here there's two tiny little snaps. So it basically made, by snapping it like that, the bottom a bit shorter, and that was the exact length that took me from my heels to my flats. So when I was dancing the rest of the night, when the dress was bustled, in addition to bustling the dress, we also snapped up the front so that I wouldn't be stepping on my dress, my guests wouldn't be stepping on my dress while we were all having fun and dancing and partying at the reception. It's really easy to add that, and it's very inexpensive to add that too. It's just sewing in buttons. So if you're planning to go from heels to flats for your ceremony to your reception, highly recommend adding that in. To go with the dress, so I know that I shared with you guys that I was renting my jewelry from Verstolo. I did rent the earrings and the bracelet, and they were perfect and I loved them. I ended up having a change of heart with the necklace, and I decided that because I was going for the off-the-shoulder style and I was exposing just so much of my chest, that a chunkier necklace would balance that out. And so I got a custom piece made from a jeweler here in New York, and that was this pearl necklace. It is a 3-strand pearl necklace. It is 14, 15, 16 length, so it's pretty small. It's not choker length, it's just like collarbone length, almost like it came to exactly where, you know, this is. It fell right on top of that, and I just felt like it just made it very timeless and classic, and pearls obviously are something that you will never go out of style. And I kind of like that I made this custom for myself, and I went out and got what I wanted made, and this will now live in its special box that I also bought here in New York in the wedding memory box, because I did, from a brand called Petite Keep, I bought a wedding memory box that I'm going to put some special pieces in, like our wedding vows and other little bits and bobs from the day I'll put in that memory box. And then these pieces on the side here, I just put, these were other wedding event related dresses that I wore. I did share all of these over on my vlogs, but really quickly, this I did end up wearing the Amira Zwillinger dress for my rehearsal dinner because my original idea was full lace, and I ended up deciding to go more simple for my wedding dress. I thought that it was fun for my rehearsal dinner to wear the lace instead, and this one is just so beautiful because not only is it lace, but it also has sparkle details in it too. I love the ribbon around the waist. This is called the Hope Lace Backless Mini Dress. It's not sold online anymore, but you can find it on like Poshmark and places like that, maybe the Real. And I actually found mine on Poshmark, and it's perfect. I love that it has that skater skirt shape to it. That's just my favorite shape to wear. So this was absolutely gorgeous, and I love the fact that it comes up to the neckline. This is like total Grace Kelly because her dress was lace, and you know, the long sleeves like this. These two dresses I wore on my bachelorette. This feathered sparkly number from Rachel Gilbert, and then this set that I got from Nana Jacqueline. Very fun, more like bachelorette vibes. And then to arrive to the venue, I wore this dress from J. Crew. This is more of like a tweed style with the buttons, more of like a I'm going to brunch with my grandma sort of a dress, but I don't care. I love it, and I love the neckline too, and then it does come up all the way in the back. It felt a little bit business casual and just perfect for the vibe of the arrival day. So that is everything. I hope that you enjoyed this quick little Thursday video. Definitely leave me a comment down below, like this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.